I'm blown away yet again by ChatGPT. And before I take you to the app and show you around and what it does and how it works, I just want to preface you with the actual problem that I had and why I even decided to actually build it. And I built this yesterday in about 17 minutes. It might have been a little bit less. And it was kind of mind-blowing because this stuff, while this app wouldn't take somebody weeks, especially with some skill and experience, it could take a while. It could take hours or a day, and that could be enough to not even try to build it. And I'll give you a problem of what the problem was that I was originally trying to solve, and then how ChatGPT was able to actually help me solve it. So I'm going to let you know that in just a second. Okay, so just follow along with me. It'll be worth your time. I was trying to make an Instagram reel yesterday. That's all I was trying to do. Just trying to make an Instagram reel. And for that, what I was trying to do was write a script. And I wanted the script to be really, really tight because I wanted to deliver a big piece of information, how I made over $5 million with YouTube. And I wanted to teach that to other people because I'm building my personal brand where I'm teaching people how to build YouTube and how to monetize with YouTube and how to grow an audience with YouTube, all that stuff. So that script that I was writing, I needed to fit that into the 90 seconds allotted for Instagram Reels. And yes, I don't know if you knew, but Instagram Reels can go up to 90 seconds, okay? I know majority of the people choose 60, but it can go up to 90 seconds. So I wanted this app to tell me if I was writing the script and I was ever getting close to that 90-second mark because I'm scared I'm going to end up overwriting, and then when it comes time to actually make the reel, I'm going to have all this wasted writing and my message is not going to fit in. And so I'll show you kind of some of the message that I was trying to take and convey. So if you take a look at this, right, I was trying to convey this message. So I wanted to make this piece of content here, and I came up with the hook for it, and I thought the hook was going to be, here's how you can take what's inside your brain and use that to make $150,000 per month. Now, you can see where it says 6 seconds here right next to it. How I got to that 6 seconds is what I would do is I would literally take out my phone and I would sit there on the phone and speak that script. And then I would have a stopwatch on my iPhone run. So I would have that stopwatch run and I would say, here's how you can take what's inside your brain and use that. And I'll demo that right in front of you so you can see visually the process I was doing and how much effort it was taking. So I'm going to start the stopwatch in just a second, and then I'm going to speak this. Here's how you can take what's inside your brain and use that to make $150,000 per month, right? So I would do that and I would get 6 seconds. Once I would get to 6 seconds, I would go back to my app and I would write that part takes me 6 seconds. Then I would write the next part. So I wanted to have the authority section. So like, for example, why should people care and listen to me? Well, I want to tell them this is exactly what I use to build my YouTube channel to 1.2 million subs and make $5 million. Again, I had to read that and then use my stopwatch and record that. And that was 6 seconds, right? Every single time I had to do this and figure out how long was this taking me to say. And then I had to add this up. So I had to go, oh, this is 12 seconds. So I got to keep in mind that I only have 90 minus 12. I only have 78 seconds left in the rest of the script. So as I got to these parts, you can see how it starts to get really annoying where I constantly have to keep referencing back to the time. Then I have to calculate the total where I'm currently at. And it was annoying. And even when I was trying to use online word counters, it was always like a frustrating experience. I would take it, I would go to some kind of online word counter, like word counter app. I'd go to some word counter and I would put something into the word counter and then it would tell me 17 words. But then I still have to sit there in my head, calculate how many words is that and what's my word per second speed. And then I would have to multiply 17 words by my speed. And every single time, no matter how much you think of it, it's like, it's a problem and I can't focus on writing my script. I have to focus on doing all this math and weird stuff. And that was frustrating for me, right? And this is how I also want to share this with you because a lot of software developers think about like, how do I come up with apps? You know, how do I come up with the next big idea? How do I do this? All the big ideas have already been figured out. You have to do things and run into problems. Then when you run into those problems, you have to try to solve them. Once you solve those problems, you can put Stripe around it, lock it with a paywall, and charge people. And that's how you can actually make software as a service. So this could potentially be an idea I could charge people for, or I could make this a tool that people use online, and I could use that to get lots of leads, lots of people to sign up and build an audience and then sell them something else. Just an insight for you on how you can come up with ideas. So that was a problem I identified, and it was very frustrating and really annoying. I couldn't focus on writing the script. So that's where the coding part comes in. That's where the ChatGPT part comes in, and that's what I'll show you what I ended up building. So the tool I ended up building is this tool. I'll show you in a second. Okay, so the tool I ended up building is this tool. Does it look ugly? Hell yes. Okay, but I don't know what you expect in 17 minutes. Okay, so the tool that I've built is, here's what it does. If I now take my hook, okay, if I take my hook, and it also is kind of nice because it guides you, like, hey, write your hook first, then authority, etc. So like other people could build out a nice script too. So I'll take my hook and I'll put it here. And now watch what it does. It automatically already tells me that it's 6 seconds long, right? That's fantastic. So that's already doing that. And now I start to see this green bar visually because I don't want to overwrite my script, right? I don't want to have too long of a script. So I'm done doing that, and it tells me, right? Now, if I write the other part of my script, this is exactly what I use to build my YouTube channel to 1.2 million plus subs and make $5 million, right? And now I don't have to read it, and I don't have to speak it, and I don't have to stopwatch it. It knows based on my speed of how I speak, how long that's going to take me to read. And it counts that it's going to take 12 seconds. Okay. And if I actually read that, you're going to see it's going to very likely take 12 seconds. So I'll start it with you and I'll speak it and you can watch. Here's how you can take what's inside your brain and use that to make $150,000. Okay, let's do it again. I don't know why it froze. Here's how you can take what's inside your brain and use that to make $150,000 per month. This is exactly what I use to build my YouTube channel to 1.2 million subscribers and make $5 million. So you can see roughly it got it to 12 seconds. If I spoke a little bit faster, it would have been under 12 seconds. And then it took me a second to like hit the stop button too. And it took me a second to start speaking after I hit the start button. So you could see that this 12 seconds matches up really, really well with this 12 seconds that we have here. So it's like, that's pretty good, right? That's pretty sick. And so it's pretty reliable and I could trust it. And now I'm going to throw in the rest of my script. So I had, a lot of my other script that I'd written out, and then I'll copy it and I'll paste it over and you'll see what happens. So I'll paste this in. And it's a long script that I just pasted in. So you could see, it has 11 steps. 1, pick one thing you're good at already. 2, make a YouTube channel. 3, make videos teaching people that thing. 4, make a free training, blah, 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 right? I go through all the steps on how you can build an audience, sell a course, all of that stuff. And then at the end, I even have a call to action. And you can see at the top, it's telling me, hey, your length is 83 seconds. So for me, now I know, okay, good. This reel is not close to 90. It's like close to 90 seconds, but it'll be well under 90 seconds. So I can safely sit there and shoot this. I don't have to be scared. I'm going to be way over the limit. Then the next thing I thought was, okay, well, my editors, oftentimes they need to know what type of B-roll or thing they should reference and show, for the hook. They often want to know what images should this show when they're showing like the body, what B-roll should they show? So I decided to put like a little image thing on the right-hand side. And again, it's ugly as fuck. I know that. Okay. You don't have to worry about that or tell me that. I already know. But again, 17 minutes, we're trying to solve problems right now. We're not looking for the best thing possible. So let's pick an image. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to select this and I'm going to put that in. Okay. The point of this is I really like this guy's reels. And I really like this format he does it in. So my editor, I want him to, when he puts $150,000 per month, he can see that I want it to be in that format, right? So that's actually now helpful for him when he can reference this. And I can do the same thing for some of the next parts. I'll just take a random image for now and I'll put that there. And so maybe this is a note for them to put this image when they're showing, make a free training or something. And they're like, oh, cool. And so now there are a lot of other problems too, right? Like there are a lot of other problems in terms of, well, we should add more images. So they should have more images here. We should have maybe this left-hand side here, a text box where you could put the B-roll that should show. So you could type out what B-roll you wanted to show, and you don't want that to count towards the script length because those are notes for editors, and the B-roll they should show maybe in more detail than just what an image can say, right? So they could have multiple images for references, they could have multiple images for B-roll, and then they could have instructions here. So you could keep building this out. And the code for it, while it's not a super complex app, there's a lot to it, right? Like for example, well, I ran into problems like, first of all, I want this to be green and then yellow and then red based on the amount of script that's in there. So I had to add that in. I wanted to add 3 text box instead of 1. So then when you have that, you have all these different states and you got to make sure that everything gets added up together properly, right? Then when you have all this stuff, well, what about like if you refresh? When I kept refreshing, I was running into this problem where I kept losing all my data and it was super annoying. So then I wanted to go ahead and use something like local storage, right? So with the power of local storage is I get all of this stuff and I don't even need to use a database, right? So super easy to set up and get going. So I kept adding all these things. So there is actually quite a bit of functionality and quite a bit of logic. And what's absolutely insane is I just work together with my vision for problem solving and then ChatGPT to come up with it, right? So I won't bore you with this entire script here, but basically, I told it, hey, the goal of this is a user should copy paste a string and it should spit back the number of seconds it takes to read that. The calculation should be as follows. I gave it like what my word reading speed was, and I was reading 0.375 seconds per word is what it was taking me. And then that should be multiplied by the total words. And then it's not as simple as just copying and pasting. There's a lot of back and forth that I did. But ultimately, right, within about 17 to 20 minutes of doing this, I had the app that you see in front of you, right? And this app is ready to deploy. Anybody would be able to easily use it. And it's a really good starting point. But even without going to anybody else, it's really, really valuable and helpful for me. So what I want to share with you is I am currently in the making of building a new AI Chat GPT course. And the idea behind it is I want to teach you how I build these things in 17 minutes. And there's many different apps that I've built in the background, like an app where I just talk and take my notes and then AI goes through it and summarizes and everything. And then it shows it to me and saves it. So I don't even listen to anybody's voice messages anymore. If somebody sends me a 20-minute message, I just take it and drag it into my app. And then my app instantly tells me, here's 4 key points, action steps that you need to take. So I literally ignore so many messages and it saves me hours of time. I built another app that takes my videos and then it automatically turns them into short form clips. That saves me so much time. And I don't have to pay thousands of dollars to some of my editors because I can just use my tool for pretty much free, like pay a few dollars for it and get high quality short form video content. And all of these apps I built from scratch using AI, using ChatGPT, right? These are mind-blowing skills that you can learn. Like for me, it has made me so much more valuable and is saving me thousands of dollars on my team. Like those tools have already saved me, let's say between $20,000 to like $50,000 just in 1 year, right? Because I don't have to pay a bunch of editors per month on a retainer to do those videos for me. And so I want to teach you those skills, how you can get those skills, how you can build apps yourself. And the course is currently in pre-order, which means it's during a pre-launch phase. I haven't started building it yet, right? My goal is once we get students in, we will launch it in November, okay? Currently, I'm offering like a pre-order pricing. So if anybody joins now, like if you decided to join now, you would save $200 and you'll be able to actually enroll because once I shut it down, I won't be opening it up for the next 3 months. So currently there's 3 days left. This Sunday, at 11:59 p.m., I shut it down. Okay, which means I shut it down, I stop any new person from enrolling, and I just start building the course and working on it. Then 3 months from now, I will do an official launch of the course, meaning after it's made, the price will be $200 to $300 higher. And I will only launch it after 3 months. Okay, so if you are excited about this and you want to get in the course now and you want to start getting access to the course material immediately, and you want to be part of even building it, because I'm actually getting on calls with a lot of students who are joining, and I'm asking you like on the phone, like, what are features you want to see? What would be the apps you would want to build alongside me? And then once you tell me that, I'm actually building those, and I'm going to build those with you. So that's a huge benefit of joining early. Not only do you save money, but you will literally get to dictate what stuff gets built. So it's going to be, and you're going to be a part of an amazing community as well. So there's a huge benefit to you joining. I would love to have you inside and get your feedback and build this out with you. If you want to join, link is in the description. There's also a video that I have there that I would love for you to watch. You know, even if you're a little bit curious, just go watch that video first. So the link is in the description. The course is going to be called Profit with AI and ChatGPT. And we're going to build some amazing apps. You're going to learn how to become an irreplaceable developer. And instead of AI using you, you're going to learn how to use it. Because trust me, in the next 10, 20, 30 years, this is going to be the #1 most valuable skill. I love your beautiful face. This is Qazi. As always, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.